Hello, welcome children to part 2 of the first chapter of Snapshots. That is, The Summer of a Beautiful White Horse by William Serrier. Yesterday we had done part 1 of this chapter. Today I continue with it. Okay. So, I had stopped on page 6, okay, where we see that they had a ride and still Aram, the cousin of Morad, or Morad, the cousin of Aram, okay, he was having doubt, and so he is asking whether he has stolen the horse or not, and but Morad, how he has got it, since how long is he been riding the horse, and so on. But Morad is smart enough, and he doesn't give a satisfactory answer to Aram. And as they were going, he walked the horse quietly to the barn of a deserted vineyard, which at one time had been the pride of a farmer named Fetwine. There are some oats and dry alfalfa in the barn. He began walking home. Okay, so he's saying that after that, what did they do? After the ride, he took, what is that? He took the horse to Morad. Morad took the horse and then went to the deserted, lonely vineyard was there. He went there and he kept the horse there. And once upon a time, that farm was owned by whom? Or the vineyard was owned by a farmer named Wetwine. Okay, and after that, they began walking towards home. It wasn't easy, he said, to get the horse to behave so nicely. At first, he wanted to run wild, but as I have told you, I have a way with the horse. These I had told you, but just to give you get the connection, I'm just repeating the previous paragraph. Okay, so he's saying that as they were walking home, they both were talking. What were they talking? That it wasn't easy to ride the horse. That is what he's saying. Who? Murad is saying, and the horse has to behave nicely and so on. And first, he said, at first it wanted to run wild, but as I have told you, I have a way. Who is saying? Murad is saying that the horse acted to be wild, but as I have told you, means Murad says, Aram, that I have told you that I am very smart enough in handling horse and all. I know how to deal with these animals. So I managed to control it. I can get it to want to do anything I want to do. Saying I can do whatever I want to get it done by the horse. I can do it. Horses understands me. He's saying, and these horses are well aware of me and my attitude. How do you do it? I said. Who is this? Aram. Aram is very innocent. He doesn't know. So he's asking, how do you do all these things? Means, how do you tackle all these things? They say that I have an understanding with the horse, he said. Yet, yes, but what sort of understanding? I said. A simple and honest one, he said. There's a conversation going on between the two, and then who is asking? Aram is asking that what sort of understanding you have. When Murad says that I have an understanding with the horse and all, and I do all these things. And then he say, I have an understanding, but it's a simple and honest one. Well, I said, I wish I knew how to reach an understanding like that with the horse. So, Aram shows his eagerness that he too also wants to have an understanding between the horse so that he can also manage. In this, what does Murad reply? Murad tells that you are still a small boy, and when you get to be 13, you will know how to do that. What is he saying? That you are just very small. When you grow up and you get at the age of 13, then you will know how to manage all these things, because we are told that at the age of 9 he started. And I went home and ate a hearty breakfast. Hearty, full, he was tired. So, good breakfast. And then that afternoon, what did he see? That afternoon, I told you he had an uncle, Khosrow. So, that uncle was seated there in the house and he was having coffee and cigarettes. And then he was sitting where? In the parlor. Parlor is the sitting room in a house. So, and what was he doing? Taking the sip of the coffee and smoking the cigarettes. And when he was busy with all these things, who turned up? A visitor turned up, and the visitor's name was John Byro. He was a farmer. he was an Assyrian. That was his tribe. But as he was lonely and he was there since long, so he had somehow learned the Armenian language. So as he was the guest, the mother of Aram bought him coffee as well as tobacco, and the uncle Khosrow and this man, who is that, John Abbairo, they were enjoying the thing. And what happened? As they were discussing, talking and enjoying the coffee and things, this man, that is farmer John Byro, happened to share his secret. He was looking very sad and so on. And what did he say? Not secret exactly, it's his problem. He says that his last month his white horse had been stolen, and he doesn't know, not yet has it come back. So hearing this, as we know the nature of Uncle Khosrow, he got very angry and irritated, and he shouted back. This, by saying the silly sentence he repeated, it's no harm. Okay, what does it make difference if you have lost a horse and you don't remember that we have lost our homeland? Who is saying this? Khosrow is saying, you are crying for the horse which is lost. We have lost our homeland, still we don't cry. So what is the use crying over that horse? Then that may be all right for you, a city dweller. Who says this? The farmer is saying that you dwell in a city. Dwell means live. So it is easy for you. But person like me who is in a stays in a country, that is in a rural area, saying that, okay, and for me, but what of my surrey? Surrey is a cart. You say that horse has gone, and what about my cart? Because without a horse my cart has become useless. And then uncle got wild again. What is he saying? Pay no attention to it, my uncle Khosrow rode shouted. So in reply, the farmer is saying, I walked 10 miles to get here, John Byro said. You have legs, my uncle Khosrow shouted. The conversation going on, argument. He's saying that all the way 10 miles I have walked down to preach to you. Then what is the uncle, what is his Aram's uncle saying? That doesn't matter. Okay, you have legs, so you should utilize them to walk. Then in reply, what is the farmer saying? That my legs are paining. It pains. So Khosrow roars again and says that pay no attention to pain or anything. Then this farmer talks about the cost of the horse. And what is he saying? The horse cost me $60. And in reply again, because I told this argument is going on. So Khosrow gets more wild. And what is he saying? That I spit on money, my uncle Khosrow said. Uncle is saying that, oh, I don't bother about, and I give a shit to this money and things. So why do you bother about the money? And then he got up and stalked out of the house, slamming the screen door. He was very angry. So he got up. Stalked out means walked out and slammed with a banging noise. He closed the door. My uncle, mother explained, he has a gentle heart, she said. It is simply that he is homesick and such a large man. So to convince, or mother felt that might be this visitor, the farmer must have felt bad, John Byro. So he's saying that don't mind. He is very, by heart he is very simple, and might be because he is getting homesick and such a big man, so he must have behaved. But without saying anything, the farmer went away. And as the farmer went, here Aram was hearing all these things. So he rushed to his cousin's house, that is Murad's house. And what did he see to his surprise? He was very worried. On the other hand, Murad was relaxed. He was not at all worried about anything. And what was he doing? Aram found that he was peacefully sitting under a peach tree. And what was he doing? He was helping a young robin bird was in his hand, and he was repairing the wings. Might be the bird must have got hurt. And he was talking to the bird also. As soon as Murad saw Aram, he is saying, what is it? Means looking at him, he understood some problem is there. But he was relaxed. So he is saying, what is the problem? Why are you here? Farmer John Byro, I say. Aram was very exhausted, very frightened. And he is saying that John Byro has come to my house. He had visited our house and he was talking about the horse. He says that a month had passed and he has lost his horse. I want you to promise not to take it back until I learn to ride. And then saying this, Aram takes a promise from Murad also. That promise me that before I learn riding, you are not going to give back the horse. It will take you a year to learn to ride, my cousin Murad said. What did Murad say? Oh, you are want to learn to ride, but you will take an year, and for an year it is not possible to keep the horse. And then my cousin Murad leaped to his feet. Leaped means jumped, stood up, got up. What, he roared. Are you inviting a member of the Gargathian family to steal? The horse must go back to its true owner. So he's saying that. Then he jumped up, and Murad is saying, what are you saying? 1 year I'll keep, and you are talking against the fame and name of our family. You are asking me to go beyond our family values. You are asking this member of a Garoglanian family to steal. And then but it is not possible. The horse should go back. When, I say. Aram is asking, when should it go back? He said, within latest by 6 months if you learn, otherwise I'll give back the horse. And then he let the bird in the air, and it flew off. Then after that, since then, early every morning for 2 weeks, my cousin Murad and I took the horse out of the barn and deserted vineyard where we were hiding it, and rode and every morning the horse when it rode it, and every morning the horse, when it was my turn to ride around, leaped over gaps, vines and small trees and threw me run away. He say, since then what did it do? Every morning this cousin Murad and they used to go for the ride, and they used to take out the horse from the hiding place, that is from the vineyard, and then they would go for a riding. And every day it happened that the horse would jump between the vines and all, and Aram would always fall down. I hoped in time to learn to ride the way my cousin Murad rode, but ultimately he learned driving. One fine morning, they were going, Murad and his Aram and Murad, they were going, and where were they going? They were going to this Fetwan's vineyard, and that is they happened to run into the farmer John Byro, who was on his way to the town. They came across whom? That same farmer John Byro, who was going to the town. And as they were going, I have a way with farmers. Let me do the talking. Who? Here, Aram got frightened. He was afraid that what if this man? But then Murad consoled him and said, you don't worry. I know how to deal with the farmers and all. So I'll talk to him. And what did he do? Murad went and wished this man, John Byro, the farmer, good morning. But the farmer, without replying, he was eagerly watching whom? The horse. Good morning, son of my friends, he said. What is the name of your horse? And he had some doubt or whatsoever. So he is asking Murad, what is the name? And Murad very bluntly, in an Armenian language, he is replying that his name is My Heart. John Byro says, it's a very good name. A lovely horse you have. I could swear it is the horse that was stolen from me many weeks ago. May I look into his mouth? And say, this horse looks like my horse which was stolen few weeks ago. So can I look into the mouth of this horse if you don't mind? Murad was very bold enough. He said, yeah, you can see. So farmer from here to there, every tooth he examined and saw the horse. And then what is he saying? That I feel that definitely this is my horse. But because I know your parents, your honesty, their truthfulness, your family background and all, so I cannot blame you that this is my horse. But mostly, as far as I think this is my horse only. A suspicious man could believe his eyes instead of his heart. Good day, my young friend. What is he saying? That the person who doubts believes whatever he sees, that is what they believe more rather than what the heart says. Saying so, he went away. Good day, John Byro, my cousin Murad said. Early the following morning, we took. Then the next morning, following morning, they took the horse to John Byro's vineyard and then put it in the barn. That then, while we were going to put it in the barn, what happened? The dog started following, but they were not making any sound. Seeing the dogs, Aram was afraid. And so he started whispering that, what if this dog start barking and the people would come along? They would at somebody else, he said. I have a way to with the dogs. So Murad was very relaxed throughout the time. He said, don't worry, these dogs will not bark at me because I know how to handle the dogs. Then my cousin Murad put his arms around the horse, pressed his nose into the horse's nose, patted it, and then we went away. He put the horse there in the farmer's barn, and then he put the nose, patted the horse, and after that he pressed the nose of the horse, and then they went away. I do not know. The afternoon, John, then that very afternoon, morning they kept the horse, afternoon John Byro came to their house, and what is he saying? He was very happy. He says that, how did he come? He came to their house in his surrey, the cart. Why did he come in the cart? Because now horse is there. So he came in the cart, and then showed his mother the horse. Then she is saying that the horse which was stolen, I have got it. It has come back. I do not think what to think, he said. The horse is stronger than ever. He's saying, I don't know what to say, but earlier my horse was not as strong as it is now. And saying so, and the tempered have also improved. I thank God. My uncle Khosrow, who was in the parlor, became irritated. As the earlier also Uncle Khosrow was there. Now also when he came that he has got back his horse, then also Uncle Khosrow was there. Even if he had come to pass the news that he has got the horse, still Uncle Khosrow heard it, and as he was by his nature, he got irritated and started shouting. Where was he? He was in the sitting room in the parlor. He shouted, "Quiet, man, quiet." Means keep quiet, keep quiet. Your horse has been returned now, pay no attention. Why are you earlier your horse was not there? So you are bothered and complaining. Now your horse have come back, so also you are have come to tell. Now you have horse has returned, so now pay no attention. Now keep quiet. And this is how these two boys managed to fulfill their dreams come true, and they enjoyed the journey, that is the riding on the horse, and at the same time they could succeed in keeping their family values, that is honesty and truthfulness, intact. And doing so, their name and fame of the family was as it is. So they did not do any wrong. At the same time, the old dreams what they had dreamt earlier, specifically Aram had dreamt to learn or to ride a horse, that has come true. So very nicely the writer William Saroyan has successfully explained the story and to this thing, and we also, I hope you enjoyed the story. Thank you. Have a nice day.